What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Buffalo Bills defense versus the Cardinals. We'll be scouting them just like I did with the offense already. They obviously run more of a 4-3 base. They do a lot of nickel stuff as well, of course. That's probably their base package, to be honest with you. But Greg Rousseau, AJ Epinesa as your starting edge rushers. You're going to have Von Miller rotating in as well. DeQuan Jones, Ed Oliver, fantastic at the defensive tackle positions. I actually like Dwayne Carter as well as a rookie. Decent enough linebackers. Took a lot of hits at with their defensive backs. Taylor Rapp is a pretty good player, though. Damar Hamlin, I guess we'll see with him as a starter, huh? But, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Obviously, they've only played their game against the Cardinals. We can look at some stats first. So Greg Rousseau got a forced fumble. Got a few pass deflections. Terrell Bernard, nice. Greg Rousseau. Greg Rousseau got 3 sacks. Von Miller got 1. Damn. All right. Let's go then. I am going to be watching some kickoffs and stuff, too, just to kind of get a feel for what the Bills are doing. Yeah, they're going to kick it in the back of the end zone. Just start at the 30. Yeah, I feel like that's what a lot of teams are going to end up doing. Especially with us. Like, we've got Braxton Berrios. We might even have Malik Washington. We'll see come Thursday. But I think anyone with at all a decent return man, I think people are just going to kick it in the back of the end zone and start at the 30. So they're showing some quarters, 2 deep safeties. The Bills don't necessarily blitz a lot. They do sometimes, of course. They will mix them in. But usually they rely on their 4-down linemen, which are very good, to get their pass rush. And they mix in a lot of different coverages. They do a lot of cover 4, some cover 2, 3, and they will mix in some man as well. They also tend to like to move their safeties around. It's a good run. Actually, that was a little play action pass back to the running back. That's interesting. I'm not going to have something to say on every play. More quarters. Don't be surprised if we see a lot of this. Especially with the Dolphins. You know, we have a lot of speed. So this makes sense. Bills like to keep everything in front of them. With a single high safety, let's see if Damar Hamlin drops back. Nope. This looks like a straight up cover 3. Yep. They sometimes will do that, especially on end run situations. Got Damar Hamlin is the single high now. They do a good job of swarming to the football, too. The 2 deep shell. I assume that that's what the Bills are going to do a lot against us. Even teams that do mostly 1 deep safety looks, against us, most of the time they'll have 2 safeties deep just because of the speed of our offense. People are so afraid of our deep balls that they got to have both safeties deep. Looks like some man zone. Ooh. Is that Taylor Rapp? Yeah, he read that beautifully. Taylor Rapp's a good player. Luckily, Tua isn't as inaccurate as Kyler Murray. Although Tua did have some fires too in week 1, to be fair. Yeah, like I said, they do have a pretty damn good defensive line. This isn't a blitz either. It's just their 4-down linemen. Their edge rushers set the edge very well. Greg Rousseau, Epinesa, and Von Miller. They all set the edge really well. So this is kind of what I was referring to when I say that they like to move their safeties around and disguise. Like, this is a cover 3, but they're disguising who's the single high and who's going to be the box safety. Right now it's showing Damar Hamlin, the free, as the single high, and Taylor Rapp in the box. But right before the snap, Taylor Rapp is going to drop back, and Damar Hamlin's going to come down. The Bills like to do this type of thing to make sure the quarterback can't get a completely clean look. Been doing that for years. Yeah, and like I said, they do a very good job of just swarming to the football. They didn't really set the edge super well here, but this is just really well blocked by the Cardinals. I think Trey McBride really, yeah. Trey McBride's a fantastic, like, all-around balanced tight end. I loved him coming out of college. I wanted him to be a Dolphin so bad. He could be so much like a George Kittle. Yeah. Imagine we'll be running the ball more in these situations. He had a tight end here. Yeah, he had Trey McBride wide open. That was doable too. 14. Right here. He pumps fakes. He had another receiver in the corner of the end zone as well. Trey McBride again. Kyler Murray sucks, dude. He's so bad. Marvin Harrison is open too. Dude, he has 3 receivers open for a touchdown. I know we're looking at the Bills right now, but Kyler Murray fucking sucks. Shout out for finding that touchdown, but Jesus. He had to do so much work. Like, he shouldn't have even... Oh, my God. Alright, man. Alright, 2 deep safeties. Oh, nope. We're actually doing a cover. Like I said, they like to... Not just their safeties, they're DBs, because they're making this look like a cover 2. Maybe cover 2 man, most likely. But right before the snap, the corners are going to drop back. Damar Hamlin's going to come into the box, and Taylor Rapp's going to be your single high, and this is actually a cover 3. They don't throw a ton of, like, exotic blitzes, but they do move their DBs around a lot. So right now they're showing man coverage, like cover 1. You got Press here. He's kind of laying off him a little bit. And then you got Rapp as the single high. But Damar Hamlin's backing up. He's moving over, and this ends up being more of like a cover 6 type of look. Cover 6 being kind of like a cover 3 on this side and a cover 2 over here. Finish that tackle. These are things we could probably exploit. Especially because they do mostly run zone. You can take people away and get some stuff underneath. Especially if they fall like that. And like I said, I was already going to watch the Bills film, so I figured I may as well record it while I'm doing it. Another, like, cover 6-ish look. Bro, Kyler Murray sucks. Like, why does it take you that long to, like, right here? You're looking right at him. Also, here. I mean, if he's going deep, he's going to take this safety away, so you know you've got Marvin Harrison over here. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I know he was under pressure, but the Trey McBride one was so easy. He looked right at him. He should not have had to scramble to buy time. Usually you scramble to buy time to allow players to get open. He's buying time for the defense to cover people. To catch up to the receiver. Yeah, we won't be doing that. Tua's worked on his athleticism, but... I mean, really, the Bills' defense hasn't really changed schematically a whole lot. I mean, personnel's definitely changed, especially with their defensive backs. But, like, scheme-wise, it really hasn't changed a lot. Like I said, they're still doing mostly four-down lineman stuff. It's they really mostly run like a 4-2 defense because they like to have an extra DB, which is the standard at this point in the NFL. But they keep their four-down linemen, 2 linebackers, and then you've got your DBs, which they like to move around a lot. Disguise what they're doing. Like I said, they don't necessarily blitz a ton. They do mix them in, but it's not a lot. They mostly let their pass rush come from their four-down linemen. Cover 2. More like a cover 3, but interestingly enough, the more Hamlin's... It's interesting. No, it ends up kind of being more of like a quarters look. Wasn't expecting the corner to drop back. They move their DBs around a lot, man. I know I keep saying that, but they do. So they allow a return here. Looked like he kind of slipped. It might depend on who the returners are, too. Taylor Rapp is a damn missile. He navigated his way through that traffic really well. We've got to find a way to run the ball. And I know that Mostert and Achane are both dealing with injuries and might not even be able to play. But it is imperative that we find a way to run the ball, because if they're only going to rush 4 down linemen and they're going to keep all of their other defensive players back here, we need to be able to run the football against them if we're going to have any shot of getting through this defense. That is absolutely imperative. They do a pretty good job containing the run, but like all this space underneath, and also the underneath routes are going to be there too. We can definitely get some yak, especially with the speed that we have. And I don't mean just screens and shit. I mean like crossing routes. Like, we got to eat this shit up. Because Tua can't do that. I mean, he can scoot a little bit, especially now, but not like that. But some of these wide open passes, he has a better chance of seeing them. Jesus. Honestly, a lot of this now, I'm kind of seeing what the Cardinals are doing to him. Because, I mean, like, schematically, I know what the Bills are about. Like, they're going to move their DBs around. We know that they're going to have their 4 down linemen, their 2 linebackers. Like, we know what they're about. We know that they're not going to blitz you a ton. That being said, this is a blitz. Like I said, they do throw them in. They do mix in some blitzes. So don't just get comfortable assuming that they won't blitz. They just don't do it as much as a lot of teams. And Taylor Rapp is a pretty solid blitzing safety as well. Looks like they're going to bring their linebackers. Interesting. But they're still only rushing 4 people. Because Von Miller and Greg Russo both drop back in the coverage. They both drop back and the 2 linebackers rush. They're starting to... No. Like I said, they do a very good job of swarming to the football. They're blitzing more than they usually do here. But that makes sense as you start getting closer to the end zone, too, because there's less space. Good tackle. Cover 2. More like a cover 2 man look. Man, Kyler had all day. He's had a pretty clean pocket. But also, with Kyler, they're probably trying to stop him from scrambling as well. They won't be as afraid of that with Tua. Not that he can't scramble, but, you know, that's Kyler Murray's whole thing. That's just a kneel. I'm not going to bother with that. Had a holder on that one. It probably gives me a good idea of how windy it probably was. Apparently the rule on that is that in that situation where they need to bring in a holder, the second the ball is kicked, the holder has to run off the field. Because it's technically a 12th player. Once again, just kind of moving their DBs. Like, they're making this look like a cover 2 look, but then Rapp is going to back up a little bit more. DeMar Hamlin's going to come down, and the corners are going to back up, and this is actually a cover 3. Not really. This guy doesn't... Well, it's a run, too. That's why he didn't fully back up. Cover 1. Don't expect him to do cover 1 against us. That would be suicide. That's just begging Tyreek Hill to cook you. I mean, they might do it a few times, who knows? But if they do, we gotta punish it. And if they are doing cover 1, just know that the blitz is coming. Takes a little while to feel that coming. That was just great play by the Bills. I think this is a strip sack. Indeed. He holds the ball, man. I mean, but that's kind of the catch-22 of him. Bro. Kyler Murray sucks. Like, James Conner is, like, waving at him. He's so athletically gifted. Like, so athletic, big arm. And he's actually decently accurate when he wants to be. But, boy, his decision making. And vision of the field. Like I said, they do handle the run pretty well. But we're going to have to find some kind of running success against them. Cover 1. Single high safety deep. Like I said, I don't expect to see that often. Trey McBride beat Taylor Rapp so bad, but he literally hits Taylor Rapp in the back. Well, if we get that opportunity with Jonnu Smith, Tua's not missing like that. All right. That time, running was the best move. James Conner's a solid back, man. Yeah, I think those outside runs can be there for us, too. I'd like to see us get our receivers involved in the run game a little bit more like that, too. Not just in this game, but just in general. I mean, with the speed we got, especially Tyreek Hill, because he's a fucking running back himself. I mean, that's what he played in high school. I mean, I'm not saying do it like Debo, because they're not as big as that, but still. Boy, the Cardinals look better when they're running the ball. Like, they didn't get that, but Kyler, just so painful to watch. Let's take a look here. Oh, this is the kick return, huh? I guess we could see what happens here. Damn, he really just took... Oh, that's some really good blocking. And some really bad tackling. So between that and I think Bass kind of stumbled on a kick return on a kickoff earlier. We might be able to make a couple plays on special teams. Yeah. Hopefully we can have that kind of success. And the thing is, too, if Mostert and Achane can't go, which it's seeming like that's a good possibility, then that's going to mean that Jeff Wilson and Jalen Wright are probably going to get a lot of carries. So having a little bit more power in Jeff Wilson could be kind of nice. Let's take a look. Fair enough. That's a tight end screen. Had to get past the defender. Okay. Yeah, it's windy as shit. You can see that. Like, look at the towels. Man. They will get their hands up and knock shit down, too. But also, Kyler was staring this direction for a while. Was there anyone open? I was mostly looking at Kyler. Well, and, you know. Yeah. There was. Yeah. We'll be able to hit things like that the Cardinals couldn't. I am worried about our offensive line. This is a very good defensive line, and our line does scare me. He mostly stumbled. He tripped over his own damn lineman. Why not? We can look at their punt return team. No analysis really on that. Last drive. But now that I see how windy it is, I'm a little less judgmental of Tyler Bass on that kick, on those two kickoffs. And just throw a hospital pass. Marvin Harrison's not wide open here. Or James Conner. Once again, moving their safeties. They made it look like cover two. Mar Hamlin's gonna move. Corners are moving back. Ends up being quarters. Yeah. They like to move their guys around quite a bit. Now Taylor, yep. They put Taylor Rapp in the box, but he's immediately going to bail. Dude, there is shit flying around this screen. Like, whatever that white thing was distracted me. Yeah, I think we can get some yak on these guys, man. I definitely do. We can get some shit underneath. Just gonna have to stay patient. I mean, look at all this space. I feel like I'm constantly pointing somebody out that's open. They are getting pressure, though, for sure. Like I said, they time their blitzes pretty well. They don't do it all the time, but they do time them very well. Here we go. Moving down. This can be more of a cover 3. Probably more of a quarters look. He'll probably... Nope. Now it's looking more like cover 3. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't know if Greg Dortch is really the guy you want to do a 50-50 ball with. You got guys for that. No one's really open, though. Yeah, it took over on downs. But yeah, like I said, not really any big surprises. The Bills' defense is still the Bills' defense on a schematical level. They still got a really good front four on their defensive line. Linebackers swarm to the football. Actually, the whole defense swarms to the ball really well. They do like to disguise things with their defensive backs. They will mix in some sneaky blitzes. But they do give up a lot underneath. I think we can really exploit that by just not being Kyler Murray, to be quite honest with you. Still going to be a tough fight, though. Definitely. I mean, the Bills are a good team. Short week. We're definitely down a lot of guys, so it is going to be a tough fight. But I think we absolutely can do this if we play our brand of football. So, yeah. This kind of ended up being a bit of a Kyler Murray film session, too, just because he was kind of... like, I knew he was bad, but it's not like I watch a ton of Cardinals film, you know? So it was kind of interesting to see how bad he actually is. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, appreciate you hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.